Come on, Rangers! Come on, Rangers!
Missed the whole game.
3 game weeks have passed since Walton Hersham's demolition of title rivals Basingstoke, and the race has heated up like jam in a microwave. 3 straight wins for Stoke and a goalless draw on the island of Guernsey for Walton means that the two clubs are level on wins, draws, defeats and points. Crucially, Walton's goal difference is keeping them perched on top of the table, meaning they need just to equal or better whatever Basingstoke do at home to mid-table South Park to win the title. And with Thatcham Town also lying in mid-table obscurity and not really liking their Berkshire rivals Basingstoke, Walton and Hersham are the favourites to win the Isthmian League South Central Division and take the one and only promotion spot up to whichever league the relevant FA puts them in at step 3. Meanwhile, to the losers go the playoffs. And so it's a one-game shootout for the league title and promotion, which for everybody involved at Walton means it's one tense motherfucking day.
We are at Thatcham Town today in West Berkshire for our final scheduled league game of the season. Now, we don't want to be too preemptive and say it's our final league game of the season because we know what happens in football when we're too preemptive. So,
I'm a little bit nervous. It's probably the most nervous I've ever been for a football game. I've been a Chelsea fan my whole life, so I've been to a lot of big games at Stamford Bridge, but it doesn't quite match the feeling of owning a football club and having this much on the line on the last day of the season.
Last night I didn't sleep a lot, so I think that says a lot. Usually I don't get nervous for matches, but this was definitely the most nervous I've been since my time involved with the club. It's just obviously going down to the final game of the season. Last year we had a buffer of a game at least after we knew we were promoted, but this game literally down to the last day. Anything can happen.
I've been shitting it the whole morning, Rich. And it's funny because I don't actually get nervous for football games. By and large, I'm pretty chill. In fact, this is the first time I've been nervous for a football game since we played Rains Park at home last year, which was the game we needed to win to get promoted from Step 5.
I just hope it's not going to be like a few weeks ago when we went to Guernsey. It's a 0-0. Obviously, that was the game after the Basingstoke game, and on paper we were able to draw one game. Ideally it would have been today, but it was that Guernsey game.
So I was hoping for a playoff spot, but now we've obviously tasted that top of the league, almost tasted the title. I feel like it's just the expectations have got higher and higher as the season have gone, and now we want that title, definitely.
God forbid the worst happens and if you don't win the title today, what's next?
I think we spend the night licking our wounds, but at the end of the day, we'll have 2 home games to get promoted again, and as much of a kick in the balls that it would be, it would still be in our hands. And you know, football is not linear, it's never as straight as it seems, and you know, shit does happen. And I guess in the worst case scenario, if shit does happen, hey, it's still in our hands, and let's do the job on Wednesday night and have a playoff final to host in front of a record crowd.
The last time the Swans played Thatcham Town, Thatcham raced into a 2-goal lead, only for Walton to fight back and eventually win 3-2 with a late winner. And having gone 4 months since last tasting defeat, manager Scott Harris and his partner in football Billy Rowley don't have to change much to prepare for the opposition. At least until we told them who this guy is. Last seen on BOA playing for Hungerford Town, winding up the Dorking midfield in one of the greatest shithouse performances we've ever seen, Callum Wilmoth's tenacious qualities make him a player you definitely don't want to face when playing a team that would otherwise be thinking about their summer holidays. Still, for Scott and Billy, it's all about focusing on what they do best and not upsetting the system.
Looking at this game, like we were going to do a session on Tuesday, Thursday around some new set pieces and possible new shape adjustments, and then we just thought, like, what are we doing? Like, this is just not the time for that. We went 14 in a row win. We went to Guernsey and drew, and like there's just no need for that at this stage of the season. We're pretty familiar with playing against different shapes, different systems, so players just don't need that sort of information overload, I don't think, on the last game of the season. It's more just like, you know, jackpot repeat. Do what we've been doing and should be all right, really. The only thing that you hope for is the ref's good, the pitch doesn't bobble at the wrong time and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, feeling pretty confident, mate, and it's been just more of the same really for us. Pretty loose at training this week.
I think that's why you play the games, isn't it? The variables. the things that you can't control, that means that games like this, they're not a given. Like you say, the elements come into play, refereeing, whatever it may be. And yeah, that's why nothing's ever a given. You know, even given the confidence that we've got coming in off the back of the run that we've been on, well, none of it means anything. Every time you step back out on the pitch, it's 0-0 again, and you just got to go and do what you do, and you trust it. So I think if you was, like Bill said, if you was to come in today and say, right boys, we're doing something new, like no matter how small it may seem, in our minds, to them it might sort of think, bit of panicking going on here, like you know, they're overthinking it. And I think business as usual has to be the routine on days like this.
Yeah, I mean, they're already going to be built up on a bit of extra anxiety and nerves and stuff. They don't need any more, like, you know, random information popping up, which hasn't been the norm throughout the season. So
yeah, it's a good place to be, having it in your own hands. But yeah, like I say, the minute the game starts, we need to do something. You know, 0-0 we can't presume is good enough, so we've got to go and get a result. If anything's a lesson as to what can happen, last time we played these is a fucking big one. All right, I look back at it earlier in the week. Jesus, we were asleep for 15 minutes at the start of that game, and 2-0 down, could have been 4. And this lot of the sort of team, you know, it sounds like I say this sort of stuff just to try and make sure we're all awake, but like I said to you, the evidence is there, okay? Exactly this happened when we played them last time. I'm telling you, if there's a ball that's rolling across the fucking goal mouth today at either end, you've got to do it. You've got to do it, okay? That is the sort of thing that is expected of people that are fighting to fucking win something, all right? Today, do not walk in this room at the end of the game and people are looking at you thinking, you fucking bottled it. You haven't put your body on the line for when it matters. Hopefully it's a back 4. Hopefully it is. It plays into our whole routine. If it is, but if it isn't, we've seen enough of back 5s recently to know, like we said the other night, balls are getting set back into that sort of De Bruyne spot or Gerrard from yesteryear, where it's set back almost corner of the box, whether it's to you, whether it's to one of the midfield guys, put it in, and what are the 2 forwards got to do? Yeah, back post. And if there's one where you've got to put your body on the line to get on the end of it, you fucking do it, okay? Last thing from me, yeah, all the set pieces, all those balls that are going into the box today, keep balls alive, yeah? You know what I'm saying about sort of heroics and people want to be a hero and get your head on the winning goal, plop one down for someone else. If that's what needs to be done, yeah, that's what happens, okay? We're playing for this, all right? Bill, over to you, mate.
if I compare like our game plan to boxing, we need to just vary up our attacks. So every time we get in this position, I think Joe, Mitch, PJ, Mills, like, I think if you know that they're just going to do this every time, it's probably an easy game for you. You just get set, you just head it out. And I always remember a game at Old Trafford under Moyes, where I think we got in, Man United got in like 70 something crosses in a game, and it was fucking shocking to watch, and it was so obvious. What Arsenal needed to do more was get the little magician on the ball, wouldn't it? Get Odegaard on the ball, so like we can still fake to cross and then like slip little balls into the 10. Because we've got geniuses on the edge of the box. So just know that we can do both. We just got to be really smart in how we attack today, boys. So like Arson, PJ, you two, like your passing range, just play forward today, boys. Play forward as much as you can, and when they start dropping, then we can figure out ways to attack them. But cross it, combine, just do everything we do, yeah? If they play a 4 at the back, fucking standard for us, should be easy. And it's just John and Alex making them runs all day long, and they won't live with it. Feeling good though, boys? Everyone good, yeah?
Just one little bit, boys, around the box there, yeah? Anything we can do one touch is brilliant, yeah? It's one of them pitches. It might be your intention to help one round the corner, could bobble up off your ankle, go the other way, goal. It's the sort of area where you just try it. Try one touch stuff around the box, okay? Yeah. Don't be worried about giving it away there.
You right, boys are just too sharp. If we feed the ball into the front players a lot, Alex, John running off them, you can win a penalty, no problem. You can just run off people.
Chertsey away, that's the benchmark.
Yeah, that's
our
the game.
For us this season and last season, recovering from COVID, we had to rebuild. We lost a lot of we lost our manager, our management team, pretty much all of our players, so we rebuilt. And it was pretty much a rebuild process. We were put into this league from the Southern League, so it was a bit finding our feet. Going forward now, I would be thinking for next season, we're probably going to be looking for a playoff spot at least, if not into a promotion.
This is a massive big dream to get promoted from this league. So,
what's the highest level you've seen them at?
This is the highest level that we've been in. So,
maybe 6 months ago, we went to Taunton, which are Conference South in the FA Cup. Unfortunately, we lost 1-0. Completely played them off the park. I truly believe that if we can keep the squad we got, we're good enough to be in the conference.
Nervous as hell. We need a goal in the first 10 minutes, and as soon as we get a goal, I'll be happy.
Anti-Basingstoke then? Do you want to see Basingstoke go up? I mean, how do you...
No, I do not want to see Basingstoke go up at all. Rather Walton go up and Basingstoke stay in the division.
I'll be honest, I think Thatcham can go further than they are now. I think they just need to push, and I think they need the fans behind them to bring them up to further levels.
So I want Thatcham to win today, but if Walton did it and beat Basingstoke to it, then they're all good, yeah.
We've noticed that Walton like to take that boombox everywhere they go, and while it's not conducive to filming, we've gotten used to it. But from what we gather, the home side are a little perturbed by Walton's music-based warm-up routine.
Real care, you have to watch the ball the whole time. Nice, Mitchell!
Yeah. Neil, referee there.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, just very quick, we've got pressure to kick off on time today.
Yeah.
So when we do the ready to go, we'll get
that's fine.
change rooms.
Yeah, we'll be ready.
Synced in at 3 o'clock. I've told them as well, so there's no that gamesmanship where they keep hanging back. All right.
Yeah, makes sense. Cheers.
Yeah. Mike, can you smell it? Oh, better. Oh, and you give it a couple of squirts. Oh, look at the fucking sounds, mate. Brings joy. Nice. Angles again. T. Good feint.
When we started Bunch of Amateurs, we decided there are 2 cliches we will never allow on the show. Firstly, you'll never see players walking to the changing room in slow motion. And secondly, we will not allow team huddles. So, as much as we would like to cut in a second team talk here, as normal, we simply can't bring ourselves to do it.
Go and fucking prove it.
All right, let's go. Be yourself in these games.
On a dry and bobbly pitch, the visitors have a tough task ahead of them, particularly with the music box thing motivating the Thatcham players even more. And with the home side employing a 5 at the back system with 2 holding midfielders, that makes them more defensive than a BBC presenter on annual leave.
Left's good.
That's not to say that Thatcham aren't a threat. They'll be looking to counter on any move that they can break up. Not that such a thing happens much in the cagey opening stages. Walton have a fairly prescriptive approach to their patterns of play, and figuring out which forward passes are going to prove incisive is a challenge that Coach Billy will be dealing with for much of the game.
Good, Joe, Mitch. Listen. Play in between them 2, and it switches. Joe and Mitch will get us out every time. Gundo, in between. Gundo to Joe. That's the route. Higher T, stay out. T, stay out.
You know what we've got to do here? Our fullbacks don't go high, because it's bringing their wing back with them. If Millsy stays here, it leaves them as a free. The geezer is literally marking Millsy. Do you know what I mean?
Mitch, this is you out now. Arson, get the ball to Mitch. Get the angle better. Now Joe again. Joe's the out. Just do it. It's 2v1 other side. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all it.
To his credit, when the players follow Bill's instructions, it opens up the first chance of the match.
That is all they have to fucking do. Play in a fucking triangle and just circulate it there.
What, Mitch?
PJ, Kelly get that? On the bicey? Oh!
The Walton owners are dotted around the ground, and for them, this game and the events at Basingstoke will make them more nervous than a bunch of long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs.
What minute are Basingstoke scoring?
No. Notifications on loud, don't you worry.
Too nervous, Rich, honestly. I've moved about 4 different positions in the last 10 minutes. I've gone from there to there to there. I just keep moving all the way around, so.
Think front players, Gundo, cover him. Love it, unlucky. Unlucky, that's the game, no, that's the game.
It takes some time, but Thatcham do eventually sort of threaten the Walton goal. Harry Mills clips the pass into the channel for Jordan Adeyemi, whose tenacious attitude gets the better of defender Josh Edwards, if not keeper John O'Sullivan. On the other side of the pitch, PJ's long throw lets slip the Dogs of War.
Goff, he wins every fucking header, that boy. And he'll win this one as well from the corner.
Tej is not wrong. Mitchell Goff is like some sort of corner magnet, attracting the ball to his head, chest or feet almost every time it's swung into the box. Thatcham are stuck in their own third, and Walton aren't letting them out anytime soon.
Like that. Foul. That's a foul.
Technically, it probably was.
Don't shoot. Ooh! The keeper has shouldered that out.
You can see the news has just broken around the ground that South Park are taking the lead at Basingstoke.
South Park taking the lead means that any result other than a 13-goal defeat here would still win Walton the title. Still, Walton would like a cushion, even though keeper John O'Sullivan would rather not let them have one.
Their goal kicks are actually a weapon for us.
Massively.
Jordan! Every one of these is a chance! Anticipate the win! Eddie, anticipate the win!
Scott and Billy want their defenders to win the headers from the goal kicks and perhaps immediately play in the strikers.
Oh, fuck me, you sure, mate?
How's he messed that judgment up?
Thatcham's number 4 is the aforementioned Cal Wilmoth, a driving force in midfield with a decent free kick delivery. Simeon Weeks jabs the ball from close range, but neither he nor Isiaga Kaba can find the net.
Basingstoke will turn it around. There's literally no question about that. There is no question whatsoever. The Basingstoke will turn it around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Basingstoke will win the game.
1-1, there you go, 1-1.
It's a 1-1.
Pilson penalty.
With Basingstoke back on level terms, Walton are once again winning the title on goal difference, as it stands. Meanwhile, Billy needs Jordan to be on his toes.
George, you ain't ready, George! Fuck's sake!
What we need to do is basically go man for man on their back line, because then we can manipulate where they have to fucking mark, where they have to run. It's a risk, but basically John Gilbert, Eddie and Jordan can play as 3 9s. Just go man for man. See how much they like that. But what we can't do is lose the fucking ball.
Billy and Scott have a plan for the second half that's not without its risks.
It's never going to be easy, with it?
No.
It never ever goes that way.
Makes it more fun, though, son. And we have to get the ball into them 3 as much as possible. Little bit frustrated with, to be fair, Joe, Mitch and Arshan. I've told you in the first 5 minutes what probably needs to happen, but we just didn't do it enough. We need to get round, like, how do we break this first line? I've already told you. Like, Gundo's there. which means you two need to position yourself so when you get the ball, you can take that first line out. Eddie and George, that means you two can go up against them. John Gilbert can also do that. We'll see how much they like that. What we can't do though, boys, is obviously lose the ball. Do you know what I mean? We don't need any little spinners. We don't need anything risky. We need enough depth so we can just do that. And then PJ, Millsy, that leaves Teo and Alex, yeah? These two, like our balls are probably not these ones. They're just decoys. Like even bounces on that pitch is tricky, isn't it? Yeah. It's not a bounce pitch. It's not an attraction day. It's stand in your position and thread balls into the front players and shit will happen. If you're playing 3v3, these three against their three, I fancy it. Got to liven up though, mate. Got to liven up. I think your movement needs to be more alert. Even the second balls, when we're winning headers, that's a chance for you to score a goal. So if you're resting here sometimes and they win a header, you've got 6 yards to make up, mate. And I don't know, I disagree with that.
So next in.
Okay, well I don't care, just be live. Any headers we win, be alive, yeah? You can score from our headers. He can head the ball 40 yards, so that's a through ball for you. He can do the same, and he can do the same. So any time the ball's in the air, you've got to be thinking goal, yeah? Don't be offside, be alive.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to double down on what you said a minute ago as well. Any one of their goal kicks is a massive opportunity for us, massive opportunity. And our interest level in scoring has to be 100 at that point, all right? It can't be, oh, he's headed it, I'll chase that. We've got to be on the fucking move, all right? And again, angles. You won't be offside, yeah? Yeah, bang on. It's a chance, I promise you.
Luis Suarez, mate, he'd fucking have 2 out there.
We were introduced to Walton and Hersham by the guys at Your Instant Replay because they film at Dorking and at Walton. And that's brilliant for us because when we film matches, we have this backup angle that you're looking at right now. It means that if we don't catch it, they always do, and they literally always do. And that's why we like to recommend them. They said they'd like to sponsor some episodes, and we were like, well, of course, because we won't be lying when we tell our viewers we 100% recommend Your Instant Replay. You get a personal touch, they deliver things very quickly, they can do your highlights if you like, they've got some good editors. So that's who we say you should use when filming matches, and not VO. The tweaks to the system might leave Thatcham with better chances to counter, although they've rarely managed to do that so far. Mostly Walton just have to avoid making any mistakes or giving anything away.
Fuck me. Saw that coming.
Straight after half-time, they do give something away. A free kick in what a Sky Sports commentator would probably call dangerous territory. It's not exactly the Somme, but it's not ideal either. Rohart Brown curls a free kick towards the top corner of the goal. He clips the crossbar, giving Liam Allen no option but to stretch a futile hand in the ball's general direction on its way into the net. Walton are losing, and as it stands, finishing second in the league.
Fucking knew that was him, didn't you? Yeah. Just knew that was you.
Oh, it's been a goal. 2 on Basingstoke. It's 2 on Basingstoke.
News of a goal elsewhere has filtered through. Basingstoke are winning, meaning Walton need to score twice without conceding if they're to win the league.
Two penalties? Why are they giving him 2 penalties? Who's giving away 2 penalties in the same game? 2 whole penalties.
Thatcham are coming forwards, but Scott and Billy still believe in the plan.
See, look what it's done for their back line though, like PJ, and we just get decent crosses in there now. Good touch. Millsy crosses. Right!
Wilmoth gets away with a tackle from behind as he looks to keep breaking up the play and rattling the Walton and Hersham players. The Swans need to remain patient and, well, to their credit, they do.
Yes, Joe! Maybe Mitch then, maybe Mitch, and then Millsy! Now deliver! Millsy! It's so fucking easy, it's so easy if we... Why take so long though? Turn! See, that's the first time we've fucking done it and we get in their box. Boys, that's the first time you've done it. Look where it goes. Do it properly. Mitch, don't get in the fucking middle of them. Mitch, wider. Get it to Millsy.
Walton have properly opened up Thatcham for the first time all game, and it's just what the coaches ordered.
Now your side, Joe. PJ, Joe. Your turn, Joe. Your turn. Let's go. Be alive. Be alive. That's the game! Mitch, that has to happen every time! Every time! Good no! That has to happen, we'll score! Millsy, well done! That's it! That is it! We'll score! We'll score! Keep doing that!
Do you remember that thing they said earlier about the opposition goal kicks being a weapon for Walton and Hersham? Do you remember that? We highlighted it earlier. John O'Sullivan's goal kick lands plumb on the head of Alex Kelly, who does as instructed at half-time and nods the ball behind the Thatcham back line. Eddie Simon latches on and squares for Jordan Adeyemi, whose effort is squeezed by defender Josh Evans, and the ball squirts over the line with a sigh of apology to the Thatcham defender.
So easy, we're going to fucking score again in a minute if you don't do something shit.
Walton's confidence is growing and they need to win if they're going to gain promotion. Thus, Harry Mills bursts forwards and plays in John Gilbert.
Don't foul! Don't foul, John! Run in the box then! Run it!
Top goal scorer Eddie Simon curls a shot wide and Thatcham are going to struggle to hold on for a point here.
Get your shape! Get the shape right! Stay in the pockets, T.
A throw-in opportunity gives PJ a chance to make a mess. You can call his throws airplane food because they're nasty in the air. I ripped that from NBA Jam.
With this shape, so there's the back three. Yeah. Let Teo do a diamond with them, and just you're now. We don't need to score another goal. Help him with the counters. Teo. So it's those three, yeah. You just be a diamond.
PJ's throw is launched to the near post where Mitchell Goff challenges, but honestly, he completely misses it, and the ball clips the arm of defender Josh Edwards, who deflects it in for the second time in 7 minutes.
I'd like 3-1. Yeah, no, I would, but you know, it'll clear more lanes. Yeah. Like, because we've got so many bodies there now, it's hard to find the front players. And if they sit off, then they can just get the ball.
What's Basingstoke? They're winning.
Like a woman I once saw on a Nick Knowles quiz show, maybe perfection, Thatcham don't have any answers for the questions Walton are posing. Seriously, she got every single one wrong. I don't know, Nick. It's so funny.
Mate, it's fucking cracked it, this. We'll fucking score again, mate. Yeah. Too much from them, Too much. If Joe and Mitch can just get it right, it's fucking game over, mate.
With only 20 minutes left on the clock, if Walton can take just one more chance, the league title will almost certainly be theirs.
How's he missed that? Fucking face the game, Ed!
In a season where he's hit the net more times than me playing tennis, Eddie Simon somehow contrives to send the ball over from 3 yards out. The game remains on.
Play forward! Good Jordan! Good Jordan!
A bit like my old housemate Ben, Walton's attackers are proving impossible to live with.
Love it. Help him out. Touch. Oh, magic. Oh my God, mate. Of all people in the whole of non-league that you would have wanted on the end of that.
A super slick move that defies the bobbles on the ground culminates with a first-time finish from one of the best non-league goal scorers currently playing in the pyramid system. And yet...
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Unlucky, Ed, you get another one. Jono, keep going, come on, 10 minutes. Couldn't make it up. Ed, fuck that off, mate. You scored 1 million goals, you get another one.
It doesn't take Walton long to create yet another chance.
Well done, John. Better, Jordan! Better, Jordan! Cut in, shoot. Penalty, go on. Oh, fuck's sake! Bobble pits on it. 5 minutes to play.
Basingstoke are winning 3-1 at home. Walton are winning 2-1 away. Walton are winning the league. Unless... Nah, we're just trying to create tension. Of course they're winning the league. Or are they? Yes, maybe.
Keep the ball! Keep the ball, PJ! We don't need another counter! Keep it! Keep it! Keep it! Alex, sit, Alex, hold! Just let them play.
Walton are sensibly keeping the ball as far from their goal as possible.
Good boy. Keep it, protect the ball! Protect it! Corner! Fucking shitting bricks. 60 seconds plus added time to go. Jordan, anticipate! Teo, front foot, Teo! I knew they were going to score. I fucking knew it, mate. Fuck's sake!
With one of the last attacks of the game and the season, substitute Ashley Howe dances around the Walton defence before curling a fine shot into the top corner and then unleashing a surprising amount of joy around Waterside Park as they hand their local rivals the league title and condemn Walton and Hersham to the playoffs.
You get one more chance! You get one more!
As Dorking Uncovered fans would know, one more chance does usually arrive, but with the players this shell-shocked, I'm not sure it's going to.
Gundo! Get in! Other side! They won 3-1.
As the Thatcham players celebrate a 2-2 draw that leaves them in 13th place, as if they've just won the league, the Walton players have to face the stark reality that, if they're to get promoted, They're going to need to win 2 more games.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well done, mate.
Wait, fucking feel this bit. This is not happening again. Playoffs, we are not fucking losing. We are not fucking losing. I'm not feeling this shit again.
Look, fucking sitting in 13th place, putting tunes on. Fucking losers. Look, fact of the matter is, boys, we now just have to go and produce in the playoffs, don't we? I think he said even pre-season, like sometimes that's almost more fun. I ain't trying to fucking soften this blow because I know how hard this is. I don't even really want to talk, to be honest with you. We're allowed to be sad though. We're allowed to be sad for 24 hours. We've got to be. It's fucking heartbreaking. But we fucking go and smash these playoffs now. We've got to. We've got 2 games. We're going to have 1,000 people or plus at both games. You can showcase your abilities on a fucking better surface in our environment, and we go again. We've just got to pick ourselves up. But you're allowed to fucking be down now. But fuck me, what a cruel fucking game.
There isn't really any sort of script to work from in these situations because you get it, well, once in your fucking life, hopefully. Everyone's put in a shift, obviously, there. But literally, the first goal kick that we kick long in the whole game, it's then a fight ball. Don't win the fight, the ball ends up in our box. It's the nature of this team because we always play to win and we know, you know, we know one way, so to speak. But if we get to another situation like that, where we've got a lead that we need to protect, we've got to be smarter. We've got to be smarter and we've got to be, again, like I said before the game, willing to put our fucking bodies on the line to protect what's there. But at the end of the day, like I said, we had enough chances there to win 3 games. So nobody means to miss. Nobody means to get shots blocked when they should be getting shots off or whatever else has happened in there. I just can't believe it. I can't believe that someone else has got that moment that we should be having right now, where they've looked at the phone and seen the goal pop up. Like,
what are they doing, these losers, mate? Seriously, fucking hell. What are they doing? Fucking cunts.
It's a cruel fucking sport, Rich, seriously, but it's what makes it what it is. It really does. Would football be football without moments like this? It wouldn't.
I think we always wanted to try and, you know, disrupt when you've got nothing to play for. You know, you've got to try and disrupt someone's season, and we want to try and do that. We didn't do it against Basingstoke. We didn't do it last week against Ashford, and today was against Walton. Obviously, we tried to do it then. I probably, you know, one thing I probably would say, one thing didn't help was Walton bringing their stereo out onto the pitch to the warm-up, playing their music. You know, that can rile up players, and I don't know why you would want to give ammunition to a team to do something like that. But maybe they do that all the time. But, you know, my players didn't take kindly to that, and, you know, they were definitely up for the fight once that started happening.
It's funny because if this was something that you'd lost and you didn't have a game to think about in the coming days, obviously you'd be end of the world scenario. It does feel like that right now, obviously. But we've already sort of been here once to an extent when we drew at Guernsey recently, and we had no choice but to pick ourselves back up for a game 2 days later. And historically, I'm not, you know, naive to the fact that a lot of the teams over the years that finish runners-up in a heartbreaker probably don't tend to fare too well in the playoffs that follow. But we've got to you know, make it our mission to break that trend. I think it's generally a school of thought that tends to be how it works.
Hasn't sunk in fully, I don't think. Just said to the players inside, like 24 hours after a game, you're allowed to be down, you're allowed to be emotional. It's a controversial thing to say this. I do feel we are the best team in the league, but absolutely, like, fair play to Basingstoke. They've gone and over 38 games delivered. But yeah, just a bit foggy, mate, a bit dazed, a bit sad. That's how I can describe my emotions.
Yeah, they were up for it. Yeah, and Cal, ever since Cal's come in, he's kind of given the boys that little bit of chip on the shoulder. You know, if you look at my team, you know, we are young, we can be naive at times. So Cam, the oldest player, I think 32. You know, I think I've got a bunch of 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds who are very young. So when an experienced player like that comes in, he can galvanise players, especially, you know, people like Nathan Jones, who I think has got a great career ahead of him. But ever since Cal's come in, he sits next to him and he's lifted him up heaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of pill to swallow. But look, we've got a few days to bounce back for the semi-final, and I'm sure the boys will be ready for that.
I know the guys that are at the top end take a lot of plaudits when things go right, which it has done for them for a sustained period of time. But obviously, when you miss the kind of chances that we missed today, especially in the second half, it remains a one-goal game, and one slip at the wrong end, one wonder strike from somebody in blue and white, and what happened. I don't think that we were certainly lacking in the desire. I don't think people played too nervous, but we're never really hanging on. It's not really our style to do that. I mean, Liam hardly had a touch of the ball from then until the final whistle, but unfortunately one of his touches was picking it out the back of the net.
Energy will be low in there. For me, I'm emotionally sort of drained after today. I'm ready for a bit of a break, but I know that on Wednesday night, when we walk out and the lights are on and the fans are there, I know I'll be back.
It was important that we stayed compact. You know, we didn't leave too many gaps for them to pass and make intricate passes in. You know, their movement's great, and we didn't want them to have big gaps so they can do their football in between the lines. So that was very important for us to try and do that today.
Do you know who you're up against in the playoffs?
Yeah, Northwood. Good side, actually. Good side. One of the teams that I thought were one of the hardest games we played. We played an away game on a similar pitch like this. Tossed the ball over their back line quite a few times, and it was a real non-league game, that. But on the night, I think we scored a penalty. Tough opposition. Good side, yeah. Well coached.
Hopefully, going to get the same sort of backing that we got today. Obviously, really thankful for that, and what everybody's done, come out of their way to come here today, expecting or hoping to see something they've, going to remember being a part of. Instead, they're going to have a bad memory from this one. Hopefully, we can turn it round and give something memorable over the next 7-8 days.
Thanks for watching Bunch of Amateurs on YouTube. You can watch longer versions of these episodes if you subscribe to Patreon, or hopefully if you're watching this in the future, YouTube memberships, if I've actually got around to launching that yet. In the meantime, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most importantly, just tell your friends about us. We really need to grow if we're going to continue doing this thing.